So this is just a 3-round granny square. And so I believe what I did was probably about a chain of 6. And then I worked double crochet, 12 double crochet. And then I worked between the stitches with a round of 12 puff stitch. It looks like I did 2 loops and then probably a chain 2. And then I have a circle. So I call these, geometric shapes and how to make a circle into a square, which is what I've done. We've successfully turned a circle into a square with this. This is how we end up with the granny square. And so I used a different color to show the circle, and then we turn it into a square. And that is by adding, well, it's the repetition, creating 4 corners. Now we could do 8 if we wanted to do 8 corners and make an octagon. But we use the sets of the pattern with 3 double crochet, chain 1. Some folks use chain 2. It's up to you how many you want to use. Now you will end up with a wavy pattern if you do get a lot of extra stitches, and that's why it ends up wavy. Then in the corners, to make the corners, you want to increase, and this is how we increase. We have 4 sets of increases on each corner, and that's working the same pattern, but you're working 3 double crochet in either a chain 1 or a chain 2. You can see right here there's an extra chain, and then another set in the same stitch right here. So you can see this one's a little bit larger, and then you work 3 double crochet, and then you work a chain 1. You can work a chain 1. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This one looks like I probably didn't need a chain 1 between. So I just worked 3 double crochet. So there's many varying degrees. So when you've been crocheting for many, many years, these are just little tips and tricks that you learn along the way in how to adjust the size of your pattern, because each yarn is going to be a little bit different when it comes to putting together your pattern and your stitches. And so crochet is very forgiving when it comes to this. So for example, if you miss a stitch in here and you only get 2, it's likely that nobody's going to see that you've missed the stitch, but this is small. You can rip it out, start over, add the extra stitch in there. But if you have worked 100 rounds on your granny square afghan, you might just want to sneak back in there and just add an extra stitch in there instead of ripping the whole thing out, because that's a lot of work to rip out. And I would just add an extra stitch in there if it's that noticeable.